YouTube. I am here to talk to you guys about the latest chess drama. Here it is. I'm just going to break it down for you. Daniel Naroditsky was involved in this one. He was playing an anonymous Grandmaster account on chess.com. And as you can see on the screen here, that account later got banned. Okay? But here's the interesting thing. The match was played, very long match actually, between Danya and this unknown GM. And obviously at the end, Danya kind of started tilting, lost a bunch of games. But if you click on any game and you have a look at the openings, you'll notice that this banned account seems to play a5 rook a6 with black, and honestly did that throughout the match. And so Danya was basically starting every single game with, at minimum, exchange odds. Plus this pawn on a5, and obviously the time wasted. So kind of remarkable, you know, for someone like Danya to lose. And if I click any game, even the ones where Danya was able to get a win, right? We see that the opening used is again a4 rook a3. So the entire match, this opening was utilized. Huge odds. And honestly, GM or no GM, you wouldn't expect this opening to be successful, but it was. The unknown GM actually beat Danya in the match by a score of 40-29. So pretty convincing. I mean, first of all, for anybody to beat Danya in a match at all is already impressive, but to win with that opening is kind of crazy. So this caused a huge stir because I believe Danya was even streaming at the time, but the match happened, the score happened, and then guess what? The account got banned afterwards. And okay, you just assume I was a cheater messing around with a dumb opening, making it work. If we take a look at the individual who went on Reddit and then made a post, he's actually played Naroditsky before. So he went and he made a Reddit post a couple days after the ban because he's saying, look, guys, I'm legit. Like I'm a real GM. This is me. This is my story. I played that match. It was no problem. I'm here to talk to you about the sponsor of today's video, BetterHelp, Better H-E-L-P. They are the world's largest therapy service, and it's done completely online. Now, you may know this, but I just hosted a live fan zone for about a month at the FIDE candidates in Toronto, and my social battery is completely drained. It's moments like this where having someone online, easy to access, and available to talk to, like a licensed therapist, is exactly what I need. I just don't even have the energy after a long day like that to think about anything at all, and it helps to just unload all of my stresses on someone else. To get started, just answer a few questions about your needs and preferences in therapy. That way, BetterHelp can match you with the right therapist from their network. Then you can talk to your therapist however you feel comfortable, whether it's via text, chat, phone, or video call. With BetterHelp, you get the same professionalism and quality you expect from in-office therapy, but you have a therapist who's custom picked for you with more scheduling flexibility and at a more affordable price. You guys can try BetterHelp today. And if you use our link, betterhelp.com/chessbrah.tv, you'll also get 10% off your first month. The link will be in the description below the video, and let's get back to the chess. It was no problem. I didn't cheat, and it's Brandon Jacobson, who has played Naroditsky a ton. Okay, like maybe the most of like any matchup on chess.com. They play all the time. You can see here 1,300 games. I went ahead and I filtered by wins and losses just to see their overall record, and it looks like Danya wins roughly like 65 to 70% of the time. So he has a very good win rate, Danya does, against Brandon Jacobson, who is this anonymous account. But remember, Brandon Jacobson beat Danya 40-29 in the match that they played. So I had a look and I was surprised, by the win rate. So Brandon Jacobson, of course, he's got his own account on chess.com, his public account. I've even played him before, many, many games. At Vladimir Kramnik, please notice me. I don't think you're helping your case there, Brandon. I think Vladimir definitely notices you now. The top mathematicians have been on the case. I don't think that's the attention you wanted. So, of course, you're all wondering, fast forward, where's the drama? It's the Reddit post. Here it is. Visu, right? From Brazil. Well, Brazilian flag on chess.com. Here we have just the longest Reddit post you'll ever see. The manifesto, right? Look at this. Like, this is why they invented TLDR. Look at this thing. I'm still scrolling. Jesus Christ. So, I mean, I'll do my best to summarize it for you. It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me, GM Brandon Jacobson. You can call me Brandon. Okay, great stuff. Who am I? Very long explanation about who he is. Fantastic stuff. Okay, thrilling story. The backstory. Okay, they came up with this unique opening. He's saying that he's actually been practicing it for a really long time and that he did it on purpose, and he believes it's actually legit opening. It's worth a try. It throws people off, and there actually are unique ideas in the opening. Then he talks about the username, anonymous account. He's been working on this with a friend of his, another grandmaster. He plays Naroditsky. He's using a lot of beautiful adjectives to describe the interactions. Okay, and anyway, he eventually just kind of uses this Reddit post to say, I was unfairly banned. These are the cliff notes you need. He was unfairly banned. He did not cheat. The accuracy wasn't even high. Why the heck is he banned from chess.com? He did nothing wrong. And the account's anonymous, so the ban, nobody would have thought anything of. Like, nobody would know that it was him. So for him to come out and say that, hey, this is me, kind of speaks to, you know, his innocence, right? So then I started to look further into the case, all right? Magnus Carlsen decided today, Tuesday, May 7th, all right? At the time of recording, Magnus played in the Title Tuesday event on chess.com, and he also used the opening. So Magnus Carlsen, jump into one of his games here, and would you look at that, Magnus playing the nonsense that is a4 rook a3. Okay, and he played it the entire event. And what did he score? 8.5 points. 8.5 points in Title Tuesday. Okay? Now, 8.5 points out of 11. Super impressive score. We can see here he only lost one game. He drew a couple others, but 8.5. Okay? Now, Magnus Carlsen, 8.5 points is maybe even on the low end for Magnus. It's around average. I would say it's around average. For Magnus, obviously he can score like a perfect score, but he's not really ever going to score really under 8 points in Title Tuesday. That's just way below his level. So I'd say 8.5 is a pretty fair average score for him. So Magnus used this opening and scored what he usually scores, or scored an average for him. Not a bad result, but not his best. Yours truly, Mon Hambleton, Grandmaster, chess aficionado. I tried it myself in Title Tuesday. I played it every single game. That exact same opening with white and with black. Okay? I tried it myself, and what happened? What did I score? Well, you can see my 4 losses on the screen. So I scored 7 points out of 11. What do I usually score in Title Tuesday? Anywhere between like 6.5 to 7.5 usually. I've scored a little bit higher. I've scored a little bit lower. I've played Title Tuesday so many times. Like almost the most of any player. Like I've been around since the first Title Tuesday there ever was on chess.com. And I have a very established average. And 7 points using this opening is right in line with that average. Just like Magnus, it wasn't really an overperformance for me. It wasn't really a bad score. It was kind of a good result, but just average. Just average. And this is an opening that I've been working on for a long time, right? I have a deep file, as you can see here. And I've been working on this opening for decades. I don't even have time to show you the wherewithal of this file here, but my goodness, I've been preparing this for a long time. Deeply prepared in this opening, and I had to put it on the back burner. You know, I put a lot of effort, time sunk into this opening, but at the end of the day, I just figured I just can't really seem to score better than average with it. You know, I tried it on an anonymous account. I wasn't able to score that well with it. So I decided, you know, put it away. It's just not worth it. But after the recent events, I decided to give it a go again because I saw that Brandon Jacobson had used it to score significantly better against Danya, who usually scores, like, basically wins 3 games for every 1 game that Brandon wins. Danya had an amazing record, but all of a sudden he uses this opening and he wins the match against Danya. It's like, this is remarkable. So I thought I'd try it again in Title Tuesday. No, just scored an average result. So Magnus Carlsen tries it. He scores the exact same as he always does with his regular openings. I try it. I score the exact same in Title Tuesday that I always do. And Brandon Jacobson somehow scored significantly better than he normally did against Danya. Now, how does that make sense? It doesn't. You know, I just got off the phone and had a lengthy Zoom call with top mathematicians from Reddit and, well, Reddit, just some of the top mathematicians in the game. And we all concluded that the statistics don't lie here. And I don't think that Brandon Jacobson is going to get away with this for very long. Okay? I think what's happened in front of us here is blatant. It's clear. Magnus Carlsen, the highest classical rated player in the world, was unable to outperform himself in previous Title Tuesday events. Amon Hambleton, possibly the lowest rated grandmaster in the world, wasn't able to outperform himself in Title Tuesday. And yet we've got Brandon Jacobson, phenom, anonymous GM, manages to all of a sudden convincingly win a match against Naroditsky, who usually wins 3 games to every 1. It just doesn't make sense. The mathematics and statistics do not add up here. So if you ask me, Brandon Jacobson is in hot water and immediately needs to answer because the mathematics just don't add up here, folks. Okay? I tried the opening myself. I played with odds every single game. I got tons of wins, but I got an average result. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't line up. The mathematics are not mathematicking. So I eagerly await the response from Brandon Jacobson to the allegations. But as always, I invite you guys on YouTube to let me know what you think in the comments below. Is my mathematical evidence enough for you? Or do you need to see more? What do you guys think about what happened? Let me know down below.